Alright everyone, it's time for Occult Literature, video number 382, Mysticism, Its True Nature and Value. This is 155 pages, so it's an intermediate, a little bit longer work. I compressed a lot. I think it was almost 300 pages in the original document. Link in the description to my edition of this work on Amazon. Second and third links to my books, blogs. I've got other similar works available. Mysticism is an interesting concept. Now, this is especially interesting because, of course, not long ago I spoke with Jonathan Pageau. He's an Orthodox Christian, inclined towards the mystic side of things. This one comes more from the Catholic-style background. But mysticism is something within Christendom that's, of all of the Christian topics, I think my favorite certainly is a subtopic, because it's occult, effectively. Christianity has a mystic, a magical component, you could term it. I know that the average mystic Christian wouldn't use that term and wouldn't like the concept being compared to pagan mysticism or something like that, or occultism writ large. But from the outside perspective, they are identical. I've pointed out before, if you look at some of the writings, Hartman is a big one, a Christian mystic as well. If you look at some of the writings, especially from the early 20th century, there was a huge mystic strain going on at the time. Part of this is snake oil, herbal medicine, or, hey, I give these people rum that has some laurel steeped in it and they think it's medicinal, and yeah, it does cure people because half of their problems are psychosomatic and they think they've been cured, and it's the placebo effect. Another part was sort of the designing of prayer for different ailments and things. So Hartman, one of the early works that I edited, can't remember the name of it, was a series of prayers, and they were geared towards specific maladies. Like, here's a prayer for liver complaints, here's a prayer for in time of famine, and stuff like that. A very interesting subject. A lot of this is philosophical. However, this work, and Christian mysticism is, like Jewish mysticism, very, very convoluted, complex, linguistically speaking, and legalistic, you could say. There's a lot of focus on language. There's, especially in Judaism, Kabbalah, there's a huge focus on basically logical or historical arguments. Does this comport to what the church fathers said? Here's 100 pages of analysis from different church fathers. There are asides that are given in this work. For instance, Proclus and a few other figures that are not from within what you would conceive of as Christianity, that are given a pass as well. Sort of like Dante in Dante's Inferno imagines the pagans, pre-Christian times, well, they're enlightened and they were good people, and you get Neoplatonism, and it's kind of philosophically overlaps with what we're saying anyway. Obviously, they're not in hell. We can't have Plato suffering. We can't have Aristotle and Avicenna and all these other people that were so wise and contributed to the world and human understanding. Can't have them in hell. So they're not in heaven, but they're not necessarily suffering. They've built their own they've built their Rome 2.0, and they have Minos reigning over them and stuff, and it's very funny. Anyway, with Christian mysticism, a very large proportion of this is very, very convoluted. It is essentially logical arguments while disclaiming the concept that it's secular logic and reason that comports to their understanding of self. The immanence of God. Is God all-encompassing or separate from his creation? And all of these different questions. It's not mysticism in the sense of here's special prayers that we've designed in a scientific or logical manner. It's mostly a philosophical text, but it is one of the better ones I think that's been written on this particular topic. Again, though, this doesn't cover like the Orthodox mystic tradition of hesychasm or anything. This is more of a Catholic-style mystic work. Canonical in material. It talks about different saints and their experiences. One big thing is the inability to describe an experience in general terms. To be able to approximate it and describe it in such a way that someone can get a general idea, but then saying effectively, well, I can't really fully reveal what I saw or anything like that, like St. Agnes or something, because it just transcends the ability of full human understanding. Excellent work overall. Again, 155 pages, so there's some meat on the bones there. Link in the description again to my edition of this work on Amazon. Highly recommended. If you're into any permutation of Christian mysticism, you'll love this work. Second and third links to my books, blogs. That's about all. Peace out.